All right. Hey, everybody. We are live. Dave Calafiore and Drew Griffin from LoudAF with you today. Hope everybody is doing well. Just let us know if you can, hear our voices here, if you can see the slide up on the screen. Just put a 1 in the chat. Just let us know our audio and visual is okay. All right.
Yeah, and if somebody wouldn't mind, for those that can't hear us, right? They can't really hear us.
Always a few. There's always a few.
Do us a favor, just in chat. And I probably should just make a post on this. Like, yes, this is being recorded. Yes, we will let you know where this is going to be. It's going to be, in a members area somewhere. It's all going to be recorded. We'll get the replay out to you. All the kind of things like we always do. And if you can't hear this, would somebody mind just like typing in the chat that just to refresh your screen, go out, come back in it, turn it on, turn it off again. Sometimes that does the trick. Other than that, you might need to adjust the settings on your computer or your earbuds or something like that, right? That should be the standard reply, and maybe I'll craft something up to do that and paste it at the top of the chat. But we got a lot to cover today, so we're going to jump right into it. All the things, I'm not really looking at chat at the moment. I'm looking at the slides. I'm going to be passing the screen over to David in a little bit, but today is all about your content and doing so on autopilot. We want to, welcome everybody. Really glad that you're here. We're going to try to be as concise as we can. We're going to have a lot of questions that pop up, and I'll try to answer them in line as David is going over some things. And then beyond that, we'll have a little bit of time for Q&A at the end of it, right? So the title here says your content on autopilot. And I really mean that literally, right? By the end of this, you're going to have a skill installed on Claude Cowork. Yes, we're talking about Claude Cowork today that does your content work for you. Not that's just helping you, it's actually doing it for you. Like I got to tell you, the amount of work that this has done for me over the past couple of days, particularly with my newsletter and a bunch of stuff, is just blowing my mind, right? So quick heads up before we dive in. Today, we're going to be, doing everything inside of Claude Cowork, but I want you to know that MCP, right, what we're going to be talking about is not exclusive to Claude. If you use ChatGPT or Perplexity or any other type of AI platform that supports custom MCP connections, the same type of setup can work there for you as well. So don't freak out because we're just showing you Claude Cowork rather today. We're just using it because that's what we know best. And honestly, it's the smoothest experience for what we're going to be sharing with you today, right? We're going to be covering what MCP is, how it connects to Claude Cowork and LoudAF together. And then we're going to be showing some live screen share, right? We're going to show you everything and see the whole thing running in real time. And yes, you're getting this skill today for free. Yep. We probably should charge a lot of money for this, but we're going to be giving this to you. Who here wants this skill? Do you want it? Give me a number 2 inside of chat. Let David know that you're excited for that. If you want us to give you this skill, not just talk about it, but actually give you, the little snippet of code that you can click on. It gets installed directly into your Claude Cowork. Let us know that, right? So stick with me. It's totally going to be worth your time. So let's talk about MCP, right? Think of MCP as a power strip for AI, right? So what the heck is it, right? It stands for Model Context Protocol. I know that sounds really super technical to all of you, but here's the simple version, right? It's basically the power strip for AI. Think about the power strip at your desk. You plug in your laptop, your monitor, your phone charger, all the things, right? All the different devices, all talking to the same power source. The MCP does the exact same thing for AI tools. It lets them plug into real external apps like LoudAF, right? And other things that you might be thinking about right now, and actually take the entire action inside of them, right? It's actually doing the work for you. So instead of Claude just giving you text that, you have to go and copy and paste somewhere, which isn't a bad thing, right? It's not bad at all. Claude can then go into LoudAF and do the stuff, right? So if you're a LoudAF user, and you're pretty blown away by that, like it's even more sexy and delicious when Claude goes in there and does it for you. You know, you just refresh your feeds, you pull us in the articles, it writes the post for you, saves them to your library, all of it, right? If you just like, I don't know, like R2D2 or C3PO, you like actually have a robot doing most of the heavy lifting for you. That's what this is going to do for you, right? So now I want to be clear about this. MCP is not Claude, you know, an only type of thing, right? As I was talking about a little bit earlier, you can see it on the slide there. It just says this all works with any platform that supports custom MCP connections. ChatGPT has MCP support, all of them, right? Complexity does too, et cetera, et cetera. There, you know, there are all kinds of other MCPs that are coming, including for like platforms like Beehive and all kinds of stuff. People are developing MCP support for lots of different platforms. So get excited, like kind of learn about MCP today, right? The same thing is going to be with this LoudAF connection for you to what to do as well, so you can follow along. So today, we're going to do everything inside of Claude Cowork because it's hand down the best experience that we've found so far, right? And this skill that we're going to be giving you is built for Claude specifically. And here's the part that I really love that we're going to be kind of talking about today. You don't really need to write a single line of code about this at all. You just talk to Claude like you would, you know, any old person, with the exception of like, you know, being insulting, you know, here in the Philadelphia area where we cuss like every other word, you know, you just talk to it normally. And I'm sure Claude can handle that too. I haven't really tested it. Just joking a little bit with you guys. So there's 3 pieces here, right? And one seamless workflow. Dave's going to walk you through everything. We're going to be talking about LoudAF, the feeds, the library, right? If you're in marketing and you're doing all that kind of stuff, right, this is where it's going to get really interesting for you. So there are 4 steps in the workflow. First is LoudAF. We're specifically talking about LoudAF today. That's where your feeds live, right? Your content library, all of your sources, right? Like if you haven't messed around with the RSS lab and all that kind of stuff, you know, that's going to be your starting point. Like all of your different sources inside there are going to be your starting point. Second is the MCP connector, right? This is kind of like the catalyst, right? This is just the bridge. It's what lets Claude talk to LoudAF, right? It's kind of like the key in between the two. It's the bridge. You set this up once, just once, and Claude Cowork, the settings, all that kind of stuff, you never have to touch it again thereafter. Third is Claude Cowork, right? The skill that David's going to be giving to you guys today, specifically the daily content engine skill that we're going to be talking about. Right? If you're going to be doing like social media posts for yourself, your agency, your business, or even on behalf of another customer and client, you know, specifically around their content, the daily content engine skill is what you're going to focus on, right? This is the brains of the operation. It's telling Claude exactly what to do and in what order. And then fourth is the output, right? This is where the posts are written in your voice, saved directly to your LoudAF library, and then ready to schedule out, which is amazing, right? The key thing here that I want you to get out of this is the last line on this slide. You set it up once, just once, right? Everybody, you know, if you were able to do like 1 rep of chest presses, right? You're doing the work once and then you just look amazing, right? Everything is done for you. And Claude handles everything in a single day after that, right? That's the entire point of this entire deal. And now let's kind of talk about the skill that you're actually getting, right? The daily content engine. The thing that we were just talking about is the daily content engine skill. This is the done for you Claude Cowork skill, which means it basically is a set of instructions that tells Claude exactly how to run your content workflow. It's kind of like you telling your employee or your VA what your standard operating procedure is, right? You install it once, and then all you have to do is tell Claude to run it. So here's what that means. Like, here's what it's actually doing for you once you fire it off, right? It goes into your LoudAF account and refreshes your feeds so that you always have fresh content to work with, right? So imagine waking up and having your cup of coffee, you press the one button and it does the thing, right? It's going to look at the trend, what's trending in your niche, or perhaps in one of your feeds, that sort of thing. And it writes the post for you in your voice, not some generic AI voice. It's going to be your voice, right? So does everybody get that? Does everybody understand what we're doing here? Like this MCP server, right, is going to be like literally a server, right? They're serving you up all the cool stuff that you need and that you want to post on the social media. No more doing the research, no more having to go out there and create the post yourself, right? You can literally just let it do it for you. And finally, it's going to save everything directly into your LoudAF library. So it's ready when you need it, right? You can run it once, or you can run it whenever you want. You can set it up to run on a schedule if you want to, right? Either way, the heavy lifting, all the heavy, it's kind of like that image of Homer Simpson. Can't somebody else just do it for me, right? While you're sitting there with your head on a pillow, having a donut, like that's the dream, right? Like, can't somebody just run my business and organization for me? Either way, the heavy lifting is completely off of your plate while you're actually eating the donut off the plate. I love that vision. Boy, I really love this MCP server that you put in here, David. So all this to say is, stop doing this by hand, right? You're going to save a lot of time and energy. You're going to save probably at least 2 to 4 hours every single week. I was kind of using this for content inside of our newsletter, and my goodness, I was done the newsletter in roughly 5 minutes. It was just
what's great is really just you can still do it by hand. You can go into the software and create content, but it really does help with consistency. Like, a lot of people struggle with staying consistent with content creation, and stuff happens. Like, life happens, things get in the way. What's really nice about this is once you set it up, as Drew said, you can kind of just let it run. You can put it on a schedule, and each morning when you wake up, you can kind of schedule it to maybe run the night before or very early in the morning. It will go out, search for content, right? Create content in the same frameworks that we have set up inside the platform, inside LoudAF, and you can just log in and go right into your content library and have a bunch of content that's made already, just waiting for you. You can do it that way, or if you want to get a little crazy, you can actually have the MCP actually schedule the content to be posted for you automatically via our native scheduling. So I kind of like to take a look at it first just to make sure. But that's the big thing here, is just being able to open your computer, go into your content library, see maybe 10 new posts sitting there in the morning, and having it ready to go.
Yeah, it's really amazing. I think everybody's excited to get right into it. So let's kind of get through these last couple of slides and get right into it, right? So basically there's 3 steps, and you can pretty much do it in about 10 minutes. So step 1, right, is connecting the LoudAF MCP to the Claude Cowork. David's going to show you this in a little bit, right? Then you get to install the daily content engine skill, like that's step 2. And then you get to sit back and run it and watch it all work, right? It's really pretty amazing. You just tell Claude, hey, run my daily content and watch what happens. It's going to go through the entire workflow automatically. David says automatically. I say automatically. And that's it, right? 3 steps, about 10 minutes to do this entire process. Who here has 10 minutes to allow your AI MCP agent of choice to do all the work for you while you go and get some coffee, right? Like, when David starts to take over, I'm going to go get my coffee. David's acting as my MCP server today, right? He's going to be doing all the cool stuff. David's just magical with that kind of stuff. And I think we're ready, man. I think we can just jump right into this demo and then answer all the questions as we move.
Let's do it. I'm going to share my entire screen because we got to share browser windows and app windows.
Well, look who decided to show up.
Prince Hershey.
All right. I had to do school drop off and then snuck in the back door here real quick quietly. So
nice.
I got a meeting with HubSpot at the top of the hour, so I figured come in and see how everybody's doing. I had to check on my guys, my MCPs.
All right.
So what Drew was saying is like, hey, do you have 10 minutes to do this? And who's using it? I have a team member that does this every single day. And his job is, before we hit our daily stand-up, which is in just over an hour and 15 minutes from right now, is to have the day's strategy plan for approval. From there. And it actually goes to a senior editor in the group, as one of the guys that manages him on our team. But I mean, I could do this on my own too if I wanted to. I just don't want to. So I've got them doing it, but you can easily just set this up and then, over coffee, make it work.
Absolutely, man. So let's get into it. I'm going to kind of give you the rundown. The first thing that you've got to do, if you haven't done so already, you need a Claude account, right? I'd recommend at a minimum the $20 per month plan. And then if you really want to get crazy, I really recommend the Max plan, because it's going to give you tons of usage above and beyond what you're doing here with LoudAF. It's so useful for so many things. Just ask Jeff, who I've been showing all sorts of cool stuff to, right, Jeff?
Yeah, Dave is like the perpetual tinkerer and like leading edge guy. And I just wait till it is actually live and play with it. But Dave, he's like, look at this, look at it, look what I did, look what I did. I'm like, oh my gosh, dude, you
can do some mind-blowing stuff.
For that stuff for sure. He's a discoverer. He's like the Christopher Columbus of the group.
But you want to get a Claude account. You want to download the Claude desktop app. Okay, you need to download the app for your computer, your PC, whatever you've got. Make sure you have that downloaded. Okay, and then the first step of this here is, as Drew mentioned in the previous slide, is we've got to connect our LoudAF MCP server to Claude Cowork. Okay, so what you want to do, if you go right in here in your LoudAF dashboard to courses, this is where we have training content, right? Our LoudAF 101 courses here. We've got an area here for the MCP stuff. So if you click into here, okay, this is where you're going to find some content. But the first thing we want to do is go, I should have done the other steps first. Let me just go into my account settings up here. So go to your account settings. You're going to go to MCP, okay? And what you want to do is, we've made this really simple. You want to generate a new API key, okay? We'll just call this live demo. Give it a name, generate the key, and then copy this entire string. What this is a special link with your API key embedded into it. So copy that entire thing. Then we're going to open Claude, okay? Let me try to make it as big as I can. Open Claude, and when you're in Claude, you want to go to, there's 3 different tabs up here. There's chat, which is like the regular, AI chat with Claude. There's Cowork, and then there's code. What you want to be is on the Cowork tab here. When you're on this tab, you want to go to Customize, okay? Then when you're on the Customize page, go to Connectors, all right? And this is where you can connect different tools to Claude. I see they have Gmail connected. I have Google Drive connected. They have lots of different, connectors that you can add. If you hit the plus sign here, you can go and browse different official connectors. There's tons of them. So many different use cases and wild things you can do once you start connecting your tools to Claude. But what we want to do, we're not an official connector yet. Go to plus sign. We want to click to add a custom connector. Okay, it's going to open up this modal here. What you're going to do is give it a name. So we're just going to call it LoudAF, and I'm going to take that API string that we just copied in my LoudAF account. I'm going to paste it here and just click add. And there it goes. It's connected, and you can see all the different tools that can be used via this MCP server. Now, one more step you're probably going to want to take is, there's some safety guardrails built into Claude. It'll ask you, hey, is it okay if I take this action, if I do this thing on your behalf? Now, it can get a little bit annoying, because if you're trying,
Dave, we gotta go back to showing your screen. We lost.
Oh my God, this thing's happening again. Sorry. One sec. Let me get back here. There we go. For some reason, my screen keeps disconnecting from all apps. I think it's on my
I think
side.
it's something that happened to me. You saw it happen to me. Yeah. So
Yeah. Are we back? We good?
yeah, you got to go back a few steps though.
Yeah. Let me go back.
Sorry.
That's okay. I'm gonna go back. Let's get rid of this. I'll delete it. Remove. Okay. So did you guys see me copy the API key in LoudAF? Yes, no.
I'll take you back like 3 steps. Yeah, we got the API key. So we're starting
Okay.
right here where we're at.
All right. So you want to open Claude Code. Up at the top here, when you open it, there's 3 different tabs. There's a chat tab. There's co-work. That's what we want in Claude Code. So you want to be on the co-work tab here. Okay. Once that's on that page, you go to the customize item here in the menu, click on that. And then you want to go to connectors. Okay. This is where you can connect different tools and applications to Claude. There's tons of them. If you go here and click browse connectors, you can see there's like, hundreds and hundreds, and it can you can do all sorts of really interesting things once you start connecting your tools to these LLMs, right? But we're not an official tool yet. So you want to click here on that plus sign, go to add a custom connector. And then what you want to do is paste in that API string that we copied from over inside your LoudAF account. Okay. Paste that in. Oops, sorry. Paste it in here. This is where the name goes. Sorry about that. Call it LoudAF. So named it, and then I put the API string here. Okay. Click add. And now we're connected. And you can see all of the different tools that are available here. And as I was saying, when Jeff told me my screen wasn't sharing anymore, Claude has safety guardrails. So as you can see here, it gives you the ability to say, hey, you need approval for certain things, but there's really nothing too crazy going on here. And it can get kind of annoying when you're trying to automate something and Claude continually is asking you, hey, is it okay if I do this? Is it okay if I do this? So what I usually do here is I just allow all these actions. So always allow. It green lights them all. There's really nothing too crazy going on. So when you're trying to use the tool, it doesn't continually ask you, do I have the permission to do this or save to your library? Okay. So now we are fully connected. And if I go into, let's go back here, just going to open up a chat. You can see that you can do things like, let's see, please list all of my LoudAF content feeds. So you can see it's pulling the tool, right? Found the right tool. It's going in, taking a look in the account, and boom. Can also do something like I can refresh a feed, right? Refresh the Jeff Hershey feed.
Hey, Dave, you're going to need to share your screen again.
Okay.
It just lost it.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on with that. Sorry, guys. I think it's a Chrome thing.
That could be it. I was not a Chrome guy until like last year. So
there we go.
You're back.
All right. So you didn't really miss much. It's still going. But you get the point here. It can pull your feeds. It can refresh your feeds. It can do anything basically for you on behalf of LoudAF, right? So what we want to do now is we're going to go install the skill. The skill is kind of like a automated program that's going to run you through like an onboarding. and figure out like what type of content you want to create. What are your favorite sources of content? What do you want to do with that content? And it's really easy. It just kind of just need to answer a bunch of questions, right? So go back into your LoudAF account, go to courses here. Okay. Go to this, how to use LoudAF with MCP. And you want to download the daily content engine Claude skill. Click on that. It'll take you over to the Google Drive here. We can just download this. So go to File. Oops. Download. Downloaded that. And then we'll open up Claude again here. And just let me know if that screen goes out. We're going to go back to the Co-work tab. We're going to go to Customize again. And now, instead of going to Connectors this time, we're going to go to Skills. I've already got it added here, but maybe let's see if I can just, I'll uninstall it and reinstall it just to show you. Okay, so hit the plus sign. You're going to hit Create a Skill, and then you're going to choose to upload a skill. Okay, I'm going to click here. I'm going to find that file on my computer, which is right here, Daily Content Engine V3. And there we go. That's loaded in now, and we're good to go. So what we want to do now inside Claude is go back here to this main co-work page. Okay. We're going to click New Task, or we're already on a new task. And basically, I'm just going to hit the / and I want to find that skill, which is the Daily Content Engine right here. Click on it. It loads it in, and just hit Enter. And now it's going to run me through kind of like an onboarding session where it's going to ask me a bunch of questions. Takes a sec. It's reading it, understanding what's going on, finding the right tools that it has to use. Drew, while we're waiting, is there any questions in the chat at all? Anything?
Don was asking, all this happens in the downloaded to desktop version, correct?
Yes, you can't. You have to use the downloaded, desktop app. Yes.
Yeah, it was a great question, Don. And it's just a point that we want to make sure everybody knows that this happens in the downloaded desktop version for PC as well as for the Mac.
Mm-hmm.
Diane asks, if we want to use this for clients, do you have a list of what we need from them or even us? What should we have ready? Well, Diane, if you're going to be doing this for a client, there's two ways to go about doing it. You can follow what David just did and get this downloaded on their desktops and let them do it if you're just going to be advising them. But if you're going to do it for them, you'll do it on your desktop on their behalf by creating the content and all that other kind of stuff. I'm assuming it's going to be the latter until you get to that point where you just don't want to do this anymore. Like, even having your MCP server involved, you could just advise them and charge them a lot of money. But in the meantime, do it for yourself and then do it for your clients directly from your desktop. And I'm sure it'll do it.
Yeah. I will say, like, we created LoudAF for you guys. Yep. Can you use it for your clients? Yes. But there's a big problem in the local, agency space is pretty much nobody promotes their own services, displays their own knowledge or skill set of how they can help people. So absolutely start using this for yourself first. It's going to help you create, thought leadership in your space in terms of what you do in your business, in your agency. It's going to let people understand what you do, what your skill set is, what you're good at, and how you can help them. And over time, with consistency, you will become the go-to person to people, within your sphere of influence, right? And Jeff can talk about that a lot too. He's been doing a lot of this.
Dave, we lost your screen again. Maybe try to kill your camera and see if that makes a difference, but we lost your screen again.
Yeah, okay. Sorry.
That's
I
all right.
I haven't done anything, so nobody missed anything. You just heard me talking.
Yeah.
One sec.
Amy, as we continue to go through this, I guess the best thing to do, since we really can't go back at this point, just catch the replay, because there's just a couple small technical steps that you need to do. She got lost. She downloaded the skill. Now what? Right? We're gonna get into that as David starts to go through the skill
Yeah.
again. All right, I got your screen again.
Okay, good. All right, is Claude showing for you? It should be. All right.
Yep.
Okay, so the skill, I revved up the skill, right? I added it here into a new chat, task chat. It says, let me check what's already set up in your LoudAF account. Hey, David, looks like this is your first time running the daily content engine. I'll ask you a few questions to get you set up the way that you want. Then I'll do a test run so you can see exactly, what your daily content will look like before we lock anything in. Takes about 10 minutes. Okay. So what's the cool thing about Claude is it like ask you questions, and it'll put this little form down below. So what social accounts do I post to? Now, for me, I'm not really interested in having it auto post for me. I like to kind of go into my content library in LoudAF and take a look at what it created and use what I want. So I'm going to do something else. And I'm just going to say, I just want you to save to my content library. So all you have to do at this point is really just have a conversation, go back and forth, and it's going to help you figure out what it wants done. What's your niche or industry? Pick the closest fit or write your own. So I'm a local marketing agency, local newsletter. See, it knows a little bit about me and a lot of the stuff that I do. So it's asking me those questions. Just put in like what your niche is. I'm a local marketing agency. Who are you trying to reach with this content? I want to reach small business owners. Got it. Local marketing agency talking to business owners. Now your voice. So I like to be, you can kind of describe like what you want your tonality to be in the content that it creates for you. I like educational and helpful. Okay. Which of your LoudAF feeds should I check for fresh content? I'm going to say anything that has to do with marketing or AI. Plus, I'm going to give you some URLs of some other content sources. Okay.
And just so you guys know, I see your questions coming through. If you see it disappear, I'm putting it into the Q&A tab so we don't miss it. We'll be answering all of your questions. Don't worry about that. I'll try to do some in line if it makes sense. So just be aware of that.
All right. So I said, hey, I want to use any of the feeds in my LoudAF account that have to do with marketing or AI. And then I said also, hey, I'm going to give you a list of some URLs for other content sources that I want you to check when you're creating content for me. So we also have something else for you that you can use for this that we built out. So you go back into LoudAF here. We created kind of an AI, a digital marketing plus AI content sources directory of different sources. So if you click here, it'll take you to a page that looks like this. Now, this is not the end all be all, but these are some very common sources for AI content, digital marketing content. You should go through these and see what might work for you. Okay. So you can kind of go through these here and you can part them. All right. So like duct tape marketing, there's one. Jason Swenk, 7-figure agency. And they're kind of categorized. So there's like AI news and tool directories. prompts daily. That's kind of cool. The AI report, it's like a newsletter. So you just kind of want to go through these. You can click out to look at them, see what
David, your screen
Yep,
lost.
yep. Got it. Sorry. I don't know what's going on.
Yep.
I'm going to kill my camera. I'll do that. We'll see. And share again. There we go. Okay.
There you go. You're good.
Yep. All right. So, go through these, find the ones that, might work for you. Here's like HubSpot blog, Hootsuite blog, Marketing Brew, Social Media Today. There's a bunch. You can go through all these. Okay. So once you've done that and you've kind of hearted them or favorited them, right down here in the bottom right-hand corner, if you click here, you just put in your email address. You can either download a text file or it'll just copy all these right to a clipboard for you. Okay. Then you can just kind of come back here to Claude where it's asking you for that list of content URLs and paste it in. I'll paste in. So let me just do that first. Great. There we go. And Drew, this might take a sec. So any questions we can answer while we're waiting?
Yeah, actually, a couple came in. So Cameron Boyd asked, can the MCP be cloned so that you can create multiple personas that could create different outputs?
Yep. So yeah, so you would just go into a new task chat here inside of Claude Cowork and load in the skill and hit enter. And it would just run you through this entire process again. And then you can always just go back to that particular chat.
Amelia asked, getting a Claude message that Opus uses limit faster. Is there a specific model to use for this that you would recommend?
What's it? 4.6 is the previous model. So it's not going to, the usage won't be as much as with the 4.7, which is Claude's newest. So I will say, like, you're probably going to run on a $20 per month plan. You're going to run through it quickly. If you can afford it in your business, I think it's well worth to upgrade to the max plan. They start at $100 a month, and I've never run into usage roadblocks on that plan. And if you think it's expensive, you're probably thinking about it in the wrong way. This is like having an employee on your staff, Drew.
Yeah. Like who's paying an employee, a couple $100 a month, maybe a couple $1,000 a month, depending on where you are in your business. Right. Having something at $100 a month that's doing all the heavy lifting is a good thing. Kip asked, and this is a good one. I think this is a really good point to make. He asked, I want to reach, it sounds like you're not going to be able to leave your desktop computer on all the time, or you need to do that, right? You need to have your computer open and running in order for this MCP server to work.
If you want to do it on a schedule and have it just like automatically start working at a specific time, yes, your computer would need to be on. But you can also just, open Claude when you sit down at your computer, go into this task chat and just tell it to run, and it will run, and create new content for that day. So if you want it scheduled to where like you just open your computer and it's there already, your computer would have to be on.
Good point. Bronson asks, if I have 4 clients, do I need 4 Windows 11 PCs to run for each client? How would you recommend them doing this for a client within your own MCP server?
It's what I just explained to Cameron, who's asking if I could use different personas. So you just basically click new task, right? Hit the /, load the skill and hit enter, and it would run you through this entire process again. And then you can name this chat, you know, Joe's Barbershop, whoever your client is. And then this particular task chat would always be set up for that persona or client. Does that make sense?
It makes sense to me. Yeah. So basically, you're just opening up a new chat or a new
Right.
you know, situation.
Correct.
And I lost your screen again, David. And while you're doing that, Donna asks, in the Claude onboarding session, I checked for Claude to auto post to my social accounts. How do you change from auto posting to manual posting in Claude?
Just tell it that you don't want to auto post. You want to have the content saved to your library. That's it. Just ask it.
There you go. Let's see here. I don't think there's anything else.
Good. So we're to the spot now. So it consumed and ate up all my custom content sources here, right? So it says locked in, 12 custom sources, new formats, and quantity. Now it says, what kind of content do you want me to create for you? So it kind of lists out some of the types of content that we have in LoudAF. So carousels, remixes, threads, trigger posts, or you can just do something else. You can say, hey, I want you to decide based on the content and what will work best. And how much content do you want to create per run? You can pick one of the predetermined options here or just tell it what you want done. We'll do standard. What tags should I auto apply to save to your library? So the cool part here too is Claude will also tag the items that end up in your library. So what might be a good idea is to know like what date that piece of content was added to your library. So I would just hit date. You can do whatever you want though. You can give it custom tags, no tags, whatever you want to do for yourself. I'm going to have it add the date as a tag in my library when it's saved there.
How are we doing? Everybody following along? Give me number 3 in chat if this is starting to come to sense. You know, it's starting to make sense for everybody. Yeah, there's a couple technical things that you have to do, but once you have this set up, can everybody see that, you know, how powerful this is going to be, how much time it's going to save you, and more or less have, you know, the computer doing all the work for you. Teresa says she loves this. Lots of 3s coming through.
Good. So it's done with the onboarding. Let me lock in your preferences and run a test batch. So it's going to go create some content for me now as like a test batch that I can take a look at. And then, hey, if it's not totally what I want, you can go back and forth with it, tweak it, tell it to do this, tell it, hey, I don't want content like this. That's on you guys. You have your own personal preferences. And basically, if you don't know how to do something or you don't like the way that something is set up, just talk to Claude and it will work it out for you.
Brian asked, for the tags, can you have it add multiple tags?
Sure. Yep. So as you can see, it's kind of going through, it's looking at the content sources. It's, you know, deciding what's going to be good content for who our audience is. While that's working in the background, I'll show you some new additions too that we made to LoudAF that maybe you didn't hear about. So we also added the ability to create separate spaces inside your dashboard. So a space you can kind of think like could be a place for a particular project you're working on, or maybe you have a client that you're working with and you want to keep their content separate. So what you can do is just create a new space. So there's like my personal space. Here's for my, you know, social media for David Calafiore. We have a new newsletter for Reading. So that's that space. So you can kind of switch between those. Now, what's cool is the feeds for each space are unique. So you'll see if I switch here, I got different feeds for different spaces. And also the content library is separate for each space that you create. So here's this space, there's nothing there. You'll see if I had content, they would be separated by space. And you can also tell Claude, hey, I want to save this content that I'm creating, for whatever I'm working on here to this particular space's content library. All you have to do is just tell it. It'll figure it out for you. So it's going to be useful for some of you who are working on different projects, or for those of you who want to, use LoudAF to create content for clients. It's going to be useful for you to stay organized. Let's go back to Claude and take a look. All right, it's working. Any other questions there, Drew, while we're waiting for the first batch here?
I lost your screen again, but
Okay.
so a couple questions came in, and I thought they're pretty good. So we talked about the tags. Is there? Do you think that there's going to be an option in the future to use other LLMs? Thanks.
I mean, for what? What?
I guess a skill. I suppose he's asking about a skill for other LLMs, since this one is based in Claude.
Yeah, I mean, you can really take that skill that we gave you, open it, copy all the text out of it, and you could use it in something like Manus or like Perplexity Computer, ChatGPT. So you could probably do that now. It's not like something that we have to add particularly. Or
Yeah.
you could build your own skill out in another platform.
Yeah, just use this as an architect. Cameron asks, can it create images?
Not yet.
Just for the benefit of everybody else, Daryl was asking, he's got a shoemaker's shoe needs new soles type of situation. Basically, his agency website needs a massive update on info, services, etc. So would it be important to get that updated before I started feeding LoudAF with my quote unquote feeds, meaning I suspect information about his agency and his business?
I'm sorry, I missed the middle part of that. Sorry.
Yeah, basically he's updating his website
Yep.
for his agency. Would it be
Mhm.
important to do that first before starting to educate LoudAF with his fees? The MCP server and all that kind of stuff. You can always go back and
Is there
update.
content? Are you talking about like you're creating content on your website, like blog posts and stuff? Is that what we're getting at?
Yeah, I guess that and information, I suppose. Daryl, let us know if I'm deciphering that properly. But if you're trying to educate the MCP server, you're trying to give it some information about you and your business and that sort of thing, and using your website as a source, then naturally you would want to get that updated as much as you possibly can to give it context. But for the most part, it can create content for you based on the sources that you're giving it, right? So we're, as you see at the top here, and by the way, with regards to the sources, you would do the same type of thing on behalf of your clients, right? So if you're working with massage therapists, clearly there's going to be a list of sources around massage therapy or health and wellness or whatever it might be. Depending upon who your customer client is, you might want to do some research or even have, AI do the research to find out, who the competitors are and, just good sources of content that, sometimes your clients may not be able to really think about, what's the most an ideal client type of content that's out there. But if they've got like reference types of sites, like, as David mentioned inside this, more or less this directory, they talk about all the stuff that we're into, right? Local marketing, digital marketing, SEO, reputation management, AI, all that kind of stuff. If you're into talking about that stuff, sometimes it's you doing a reaction type of post to that kind of stuff. You got to do that for your customers and clients as well.
So listen, if you wanted to create content for a client and do this on behalf of them, you literally can go into like Claude or Manus or Perplexity Computer and tell it, hey, I want you to go out and research all of the top, content sources for this particular industry, massage therapy, dentistry, whatever it happens to be for that client. You can use one of these tools to go out and do deep research and find all of the top content sources for that industry or niche. And then you can, kind of filter through those, see what works, what doesn't work, and then load those into Claude, just like I did with all these sources. Does that make sense? Okay. So Claude has finished doing our test run, and it's kind of showing me what it created. So here's a carousel post, stop the scroll, short form video psychology. Your video gets scrolled in 2 seconds. So that's like a carousel post. An article, your Google business profile is your new front door. It shows you where, created that from, 2026 local search ranking factors. That's a newsletter. This is a thread, how to write LinkedIn articles that actually get found. This is from Neil Patel's blog. So basically it says, how does this look? A few specific things to tell me. This is where you would take a read through these.
Lost your screen.
Okay. You would take a read through these, find, anything that you wanted changed, edited, you don't like the style, the tonality. All you have to do is just tell Claude what to change, and it will take care of that for you and update the skill here. Let me go back. Okay. So here we go. How does this look? A few specific things to tell me. Voice fit. Does educational, helpful feel right? Or do you want me, more punch and more contrarian? The mix. Do you like the mix of the type of content? Let it know. Article fix. Want me to clean up the stray editor's note before saving. So you would just go back and forth with it here, get it the way that you want it. And then when you're done, you can say let's do a test save to my account. I don't know if it did that already, actually. Let's see. Default. Not yet. Yeah. So it should be saving to my library. And this is where too, you could say, hey, save it to my personal library or my, local newsletter library, whatever you've got going in your account, and it will do that for you. So if you had this running for a client, you could say, hey, I want all this content saved to the space for, Bob's Plumbing. And then it would save it there. You'd go into your LoudAF account, you'd find the right space, and you'd find all that content sitting there for you. It just takes a minute or two. There we go. It's starting to come in now. See that? So this is where you can kind of vision how this works, right? You leave your computer on. I'm going to show you how to set this up as a scheduled task next. But you literally just open your account, go to the space to where it's supposed to be saved, and here it is. All done for you. How cool is that? This is a threaded post.
How we doing? Can everybody see that? Give me number 4 in chat if you see what this workflow is doing for you. As you're using the tool, the LoudAF tool, and you're having the MCP server do this for you by way of Claude co-work, it's going to be populating these areas. So all you really need to do is go in and manually take a look at this and say, yeah, I want this. Mm-hmm. Or later on, if you wanted to schedule this stuff out on your behalf, then it's going to do that for you as well. Good. Lots of 4s coming in.
Good. There's another one that just popped in. It's probably just one more to go here. It's as easy as that. It's wild. It also tags it as it's, so that this came from your MCP. It also added the date here. So you can give it, I'd give it the right format for the date. But it says, May 2026. You can have it give you, month, day, year. So you know specifically what year or day came in the month. Should almost be done here. But the beauty in this whole thing is being able to just like come in, open your dashboard, and have this stuff sitting for you, waiting for you in the morning. That's why we really encourage those of you who are especially like running agencies. If you don't have a lot of clients, one of the biggest reasons why you may not have a lot of clients is because no one knows what the hell you do or how you can help them, right? So if your mind immediately goes, I want to do this for clients, please start using this for yourself first. Start educating people on what you do, what your skill and knowledge set is, and how you can help them. And over time, people will start to see you as a person who's a thought leader in this space. It's going to make your prospecting and sales process much, much easier, Drew.
Yeah. It is. I think this is just a hack that is unlocked for your life. Creating content at scale taps into the mere exposure effect. Imagine, literally posting every hour on the hour, right? Where your content about your thought leadership is showing up. It's nearly impossible for your competitors to keep up with you when you've got this engine working for you in the background, particularly if it's really good, exceptional content, which, it's proving to do that. Now somebody asked, hey, if I have a detailed design system for a brand, can it be applied for carousels, or are we limited to the options inside LoudAF?
You're limited to the options inside LoudAF. And the reason for that is because we've done so much testing. Those solid color background carousels outperform every other type of carousel design that we've ever used. Now, we might add some different options in there at some point, but the answer to your question is no, currently that's not going to work.
And be okay with that for the time being. If it gives you the content, at least up front, and, we lost your screen again, but if you copy and paste that into your design brief, is that so horrible? I mean, at least it's coming up with the content for you. It's saving you some time. Unfortunately, it's not doing that at this point. But for the most part, if it's getting you 90% of the way there, I don't know. I typically use a black background with white text, and it crushes. Like when I post my content, I'm getting lots of engagement. I'm having people asking me how I'm posting all the time. Every time I had somebody actually, reach out and ask me if I was okay, because I was posting so damn much on LinkedIn that she's like, the only content that I see on LinkedIn is your content.
Yeah,
that's a good thing for me, right? I could care less that I'm bothering her. Really, in actuality, the feed is happening so fast. It's like moving at 100 billion miles per hour. There's so much content being posted online that the algorithm will do what it needs to do.
All right. So as you saw, it saved the content to my library, and it's giving me like kind of a rundown of what happened. So all 4 saved to your content library. So see how I don't like that tag with the format of the date? You would just say, hey, I gave you the wrong date format for the tag. Can you please make it like this? And it will adjust it for you magically, right? And it will save it and do it the same way going forward. It gave me a rundown of what it created. So pop into your LoudAF library. You should see all 4 there. They were there. It worked perfectly. Now, one more thing. Daily automation. Want me to run this for you every morning automatically? Yeah. Run daily, save only, run daily, and then ask before saving. So you could have it run here. It'll list what's there. And then if you like it, you can save it. I just do number 1. Or no, I'll run it manually. So the no, I'll run it manually might be if you have no way to leave your computer on and have it run, on a schedule. You can just pop in here and like just say run the task, and it will do it for you. But like, let's say yes, run each morning at 6 a.m. Eastern.
On that note, Diane was asking, can it auto post to Facebook groups, pages, or question mark?
You can post to Facebook pages, not groups. Instagram, LinkedIn. It can auto post. It can schedule posts or auto post for you. Yeah. So what it's doing now, it's creating a scheduled task for me. And I'll show you where this lives once this finishes. So when this there we go. Okay. So schedule task, LoudAF daily content, 6 a.m. Daily 6 a.m. auto run of David's LoudAF daily content engine. So schedule, and it's as easy as that. It's giving you kind of the rundown of what it's scheduling.
Dave, do we have support for Pinterest on this?
No, not currently. Anything else you want to tweak before tomorrow morning? So now if you go up here in the left-hand menu and go to scheduled, there it is, right? So if you click into here, it will run. If I leave my computer on, it'll start running by itself tomorrow at 6 a.m. But if for some reason it failed, sometimes they can fail, internet connection goes bad, something went wrong, or maybe you just couldn't leave your computer on, but you want to run this thing. All you have to do is come in here and click run now, and it will run the automation for you and create new content for you.
In reality, how long, once you have everything set up in this, David, when you click this button, how long does this really take? I mean,
it takes about 5 minutes to run and, create whatever you want.
There you go. So does everybody have 15 seconds to click a button? If you want to do it manually, can you click the button, walk away, and go get yourself a cup of coffee or handle some other task for about 5 minutes? I mean, I think everybody has that amount of time.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's about what I have to show, Drew. That's it. That's the setup. That's it.
There you go. Brian asks, hey, do you have? Are you done with your?
Yeah, I'm gonna come back on screen now. Let's put this. You can put the slides back up if you want.
Yep.
So this is way too much to ask for us to do, Drew. It's funny, Brian. Did you say Google Business Profile post? We're working on that. It's kind of a pain in the ass, to be honest, with Google. And it's getting that set up. That's something we are working on, is Google Business Profile. Can we ask Claude to prioritize our locked-in custom sources? Yeah, you can ask Claude to do whatever you want. In most cases, it'll do it for you. So just have a conversation. Just ask. It's like if you're talking to an employee.
Yeah, it would be awesome, Daryl. As soon as we know, you guys will know. Right? We promise that. If it comes to pass and we get that all squared away, then we will let you know that for sure. Sure thing, Henrietta. Appreciate that. Yep. So guys, how do we do? How do we do today? You excited about it? For those of you who are LoudAF users, you're getting this skill today. If you're not a LoudAF user and somehow you made it to this call, not sure what you're waiting for, because combining Claude co-work with LoudAF is pretty freaking dope. You're going to get this daily content engine skill file. It's available for you inside that training area. You get the step-by-step setup instructions. We'll get, a version of this recording out to you, so you have all those questions answered and, kind of the step-by-step walkthrough. You get the pre-configured for LoudAF MCP. It works with your existing feeds and your style. We highly encourage that you dig in and start to use this, for yourself first. And once you have it mastered for yourself, creating those projects and those spaces and all kind of stuff is going to be, an amazing opportunity for you to help your customers and clients with not a lot of time and effort on your part, right? If you get comfortable allowing this to do this on a set schedule for you, it like literally takes moments for you to do this manually, walk away, go handle a task, handle a telephone call, throw the football around with the young ones, take the dog for a walk, have that bagel, whatever it is that you guys want to do with your time. Then you come back and basically all of your work is done for you with a modicum of editing. If you necessarily, we highly recommend that you have got human oversight into this, at least at first, until you feel pretty comfortable about it. Like the other day, I was just doing an example at a chamber of commerce, and I grabbed somebody's sources. Like, yeah, I got 32. It was Sabrina Romanoff. I grabbed one of her videos and created content from. Yeah, I posted a video and got 32 million views. I didn't personally get 32 million views, but I was showing the process of having it scheduled. And of course, my public people, my contacts on social media are like, that's awesome, Drew. What's the video? I'm like, that's not what I meant, right? I was just really trying to show people the example of summarizing and putting the piece of content, like the function of LoudAF. But yeah, you may want to look at and do some oversight before you actually publish anything. But we went through the entire gamut. Like I had it publish everything, and that can be a little bit of a hiccup if you certainly didn't get those types of results. So Brian says, not to be cheap, but with Claude, had a middle plan to ease up. Seems $20 plan using MCP would run out maybe halfway through the month.
It's hard to say. It depends. It's not the same in every instance. Listen, I can't even explain to you what Drew and I are doing right now with Claude. It is insane. Above and like this is one tiny little thing that we've been up to. If you're running a business, it is well worth the $100 a month for the max plan for your business. Maybe we'll do some other training and show you some other really interesting things that we're up to, but I almost look at it for $100 a month. I have an employee that's probably more capable than like a VA I would hire for $600 or $700 a month. And they don't call in sick. I don't have to explain things 25 times to them. Once they get it, they'll do it the exact same way forever. And it's a lot of people. I think a lot of people need to change their perception of the cost of these tools, Drew.
Yeah, it's an investment for sure, but the dividends that you get on the other side of your time is priceless. Your time, you can never get that 15 minutes of time back again that you spent doing menial, like $5 an hour, not even $5, like $1 an hour type of tasks, right? Like you're stepping over hundreds or thousands or tens of thousands of dollars to collect the $1 task. So our hope, Andrea Rogers, who's in the audience right now, she vibe coded this really cool app. I think it was majority vibe coded, but it's a killer app that just helps you. It's called Scam Rank, and she's got an amazing newsletter. Imagine just running the newsletter, having, she puts a lot of thought and time and effort. It's an amazing newsletter. And it's a really cool app that more or less helps people, protect themselves and their loved ones from like those text-based scam messages and I think emails as well. And, she's done a delightful job on her newsletter. Imagine just running the newsletter and having the MCP server, do that for you. Now she has time to open up and, actually consult with and start talking to other organizations to promote her app. Yeah. That's just one thing. We run a series of newsletters. Yeah. Like we've got 21 newsletters.
Let me clue you in. For who here is in our newsletter launchpad? Any of you? I'm sure some of you here are, right? Did you know that Claude fully writes and drafts all of our newsletters now. We no longer do it. We no longer pay somebody to do it. We wake up, you know, in the morning or at a certain point in the day when this is scheduled to run, and the draft for the following day's newsletter is sitting in our Beehive account, fully done. Images, everything.
Can we get it like a wow emoji on that?
It costs us $100 a month to use Claude to do that for us.
Yeah, who's spending like hours and hours and hours on their newsletter, right? Like now all of a sudden you can more or less have this do it for you, do a little bit of human oversight and spend 5 minutes on your newsletter.
Just to kind of clue you in on the capabilities here. Like if Claude raised the price right now from $100 to $500 a month, I'm still going to pay it.
David Bronson asks, is there a LoudAF API doc so they can create a skill in another agentic agent?
There is. So if you go, can you go into your LoudAF account, Drew?
Yeah, sure.
That way I don't have to like share my screen, which will turn off instantly.
Am I sharing my entire screen?
Yeah, I can see it. You're good. All right. Go to when you log in here, go to the upper right hand corner and go to account settings. And then go to MCP. And then click on that top. There's like a accordion. Click there. And there you go. And then there's tabs at the top. So there's all sorts of info here. The tools that are available, the workflows, use cases, pro tips, all sorts of stuff. But really, if you just connect LoudAF via MCP to any LLM, it's going to know what it can do almost instantly in terms of functions. And then you can just kind of, in plain English, explain what you want your skill to do for you.
Is there anything else that you guys need, like, to run your social media, the content, it takes the biggest hurdle of using social out of the equation. It allows you to do other things like comment and engage and do, other cool stuff, lead generation, develop software, to do all the different things, run a newsletter. Like, who here is not in our local newsletter launchpad? Give me number 6 in chat if you're not in our local newsletter accelerator. If you're working with local businesses, it is by far a cheat code. Like our entire account, excuse me, our entire platform, the platform pays for our entire cost of running the platform, and we're in the profit zone. Like, we run 21 of these newsletters, and the platform pays us through their ad platform, and it's just running in the background for us. It's just running in the background, and it's creating the content. And we're not talking about being some type of New York Times bestseller type of local media company, but that's exactly what we are. We are the local media company, and it allows us to connect to almost any business frictionlessly. Now, when we go into a local business, we don't approach them as Drew's marketing company or David's marketing company. We're approaching them as our local email newsletter, right? If I came out to you, Diane or Henrietta or Bronson or whatever, hey, I'd love to feature you inside of our local email newsletter. We reach 16,000 people here in the Pottstown, Pennsylvania area. As soon as they hear Pottstown Local Scoop and we want to feature them, it allows us to connect with them. Then they subscribe to the newsletter, or they're already subscribed to the newsletter. But the cool thing is we're spending more time on the business development side, because now the newsletter is being written on our behalf about real local news stories that are worth opening up in the inboxes every day, right? Who here's running a directory, right? Would you rather depend on people coming to your website right, to check out what's in your directory? Or would you rather get your email into the inboxes of 16,000 local people, including the businesses that are in and around your town? That is the ultimate directory, when you can take your stuff to them. And the cool thing about it is the MCP now is doing all the work. Now, David and I, when we approach these businesses, we can spend more time in developing the relationships and finding and solving the real problems, which is the attention, the awareness, the credibility, the recognition, the marketing stuff, right? If you're a local marketer, like, you should be marketing. It's not just, running ads on social media. When you control the audience, that's pretty profound. And when we decide we want to go into another market, guess what? We do it again. We open up a brand new newsletter in a new part of town, another location that has businesses in it that want to spend money. They all want the same thing. They want money. They want more people paying them. And of course, alongside that is the attention, the awareness. So we're leveraging the news. If you're not inside the local newsletter accelerator, the launch pad inside our school group, we encourage you to come in. It's completely free to learn, right? We're not selling you anything, right? We're not selling you anything. There's 4 modules. We're actually in the middle of a cohort right now. Tomorrow, we're going to be talking about monetization of these newsletters, right? So, like, right off the bat, like, all of our newsletters, they're all monetized. All of them, 100% of them monetized. The platform pays us. The advertisers on the platform pay us. And then there's 4 additional ways that we get paid by offering other types of advertisement and consulting and all kinds of stuff. This is just the precipice to all that stuff, right? Imagine running LoudAF to talk about all things local, and then you get them onto your newsletter. That's the game, right? Like, once you build this monster list of customers and it's all being done automated for you, you have more time to really treat your employees well, to treat yourself well, to treat the customers well.
More than anything else, Drew, I think, like, the biggest part here is, for any of you who are agency folks, you know who you are. Man, I never see a local agency in my area promote or talk about anything that they do. Very, very few folks in the marketing agency space, the local agency space, they don't do what they suggest that their own clients should be doing for them, for their own business. So if that's you, I'm not going to say, admit it in the chat or anything, but you know who you are. If you're somebody who does not promote yourself, what you do, what you know, and how you can help businesses consistently online, you got to start. And this tool that we just showed you is a great way to help you start doing that consistently, because it doesn't work if you do it today and then skip a week and then post something and then do, another 2 weeks and then 2 days. You've got to do it consistently every day. And then at a certain point, you start gaining momentum. People start learning who you are, right? They start understanding, like, what your skill set and what you're knowledgeable in and what you do and how you can help them. So for all of you who just can't get out of their mind, how am I going to help clients with this? I want you to help yourself first. It's like when you're on the plane, Drew, we always say, hey, if you've got kids, put the oxygen mask on yourself first, then help your kids.
Yeah, precisely. So I just showed Larry, 2 of our news. Like, the one that we just launched is Hey Reading, Pennsylvania, and we have exactly 2 issues on that. Like, literally launched it this week. I think we're a little bit over 100 customers or 100 subscribers. We started our ads yesterday, and we've got over 100 people. I think it's over 100 people now on that. The one that I just showed, this one here has 422 subscribers and pulls in roughly $300 per month. Who here is earning $300 per month passively from their newsletter, right? Like, all these articles, all these posts, these events, like this article, completely done by AI. AI, and it's like all factual, right? It's finding this content and, you know, posting the content with the exception of this one particular image, right? I pulled this one from Facebook and used it because it had a little bit more detail in it. But for the most part, like, all right, is it really difficult to find an image that's relative to the story that you're making? Yeah, like it's amazing. And this thing is generated, you know, actually it's closer to $500, right? Who's generating $500 from locally interest, you know, based interest. Now when I walk into a local business, coffee shop, auto body, whatever, I'm approaching them. Hey, my name is Drew from Daniel Boone Local Scoop. Daniel Boone isn't even an area, right? It's like a general area around a school district, right? Just outside of Philadelphia. And yeah, I serve them up with 3 or 4 stories, all generated by AI. In the background here, we show you the entire process in the school, like real monetization from this, real money. And there's a lot more money that is coming our way. The platform actually closes on the 19th of the month. We'll probably add another $200 to $300, you know, for the month on top of what it's already paid us.
Think about that this newsletter only, like, this is just a sample one that we built out as part of one of our live trainings. So it wasn't one that we wanted to actively grow consistently. This is just like a demo, but we're still sending the newsletter every day. And that newsletter with under 500 subscribers is going to produce like $400 a month in ad revenue. It's wild. So imagine if you had a newsletter like our friend Sherry Sanderson, who lives in Nashville or Knoxville, Tennessee. She's got a very similar type of newsletter with 20,000 subscribers. Think about how much ad revenue that can generate on a monthly basis if one with 500 subscribers is producing $400 a month. Pretty wild. So we got a little bit off topic there, Drew, but
yeah, sorry about that. I do that sometimes.
That's okay. I think it's interesting stuff regardless. So Drew, one more time, can you just go into your LoudAF account? I just want to show everybody who's still here where you're going to find the replay of this call. No emails, please. Where's the replay? Go to courses in your dashboard, go to how to use MCP with LoudAF. You're going to find it right in here when it's added. Okay. That's where everything will be for you. Replay, links, all the stuff that you need is going to be right there.
Can you give me number 7 in chat if you understand that? Where are we getting it? If you don't know it, you give me a number 8. If you know where to find this, give me a number 7.
We will still get emails, but we're trying to reduce the amount of emails we have to answer.
Yeah. Cool. Does anybody not know where to get it or forever hold your peace? Because I know that we're going to get an email from you anyway. 6, 7. Somebody said 7, 8. That's funny.
That's the new 6.
Cool. All right, guys. Yeah, Les, will there be a replay running for cover? Yes. David's throwing rotten eggs at you right now, Les. How do we do today? You guys, it was cool stuff. It's going to take a little bit of time for you to kind of get your head wrapped around it a little bit, but for the most part, 50,000 foot view, 20,000 foot, 10,000 foot view, you see what this is about to do for you. My encouragement to you all is to get in there, mess around with it, make your mistakes. It's okay. You're not going to break anything, right? If you get stuck, right? If you get stuck, well, maybe we'll do another call at some point, but start using this. This is how you learn. Start putting this stuff together. If you run into some hiccups, we'll be glad to help you. But start messing around with this stuff. You will be glad that you did. We just expect a nice high five. Use LoudAF and just tell everybody about it. Let's start posting online. We are watching you. We're connected with you on Facebook and all the different places. We want to see your posts. There's Ken Court. I think that's how you pronounce his last name. He's crushing it. He's doing awesome. He's posting videos. He's doing all kinds of cool stuff. Now, our platform doesn't create videos. It creates the social media short form video scripts and stuff like that you could use, right? and he's posting, he's doing carousels, he's doing the posting. I love it. We love to see that. We want to see you guys win in a big way. We want to see you posting stuff, and we want to realize that, you know, hey, Andrea, you know, that post that you did the other day, and she's probably gonna say, what post? Like that. We want you to talk that way. What post? I have no idea. What did I post? Right? It's your MCP server. It's LoudAF, it's Claude Cowork, or whatever LLM computer model is doing it for you. We want to see your volume increase significantly on your post. Any last minute questions before we wrap things up, guys? Don says, can you briefly explain how we can automate the daily newsletter? Nope, we can't do it briefly, Don. We're going to be doing a training on that next week inside our local newsletter launchpad. If you're not in the local newsletter launchpad, it's probably not going to make sense here in a very brief experiment. We're going to show you how to do that inside that training, inside what we call the roundtable. We've got a special call coming up next Wednesday. If you want that training, you got to join the local newsletter launchpad. Join us in there. We're going to be hosting that very special private call next Wednesday. Let's see here. If I've got a VPS, any issue with Claude on a VPS, are you talking VPN or virtual private server? Be able to use it there.
No, I don't think so. But I really don't know. Give it a try.
Yep.
That's what I do. When I don't know, I try.
Yeah.
Ask Claude. You know?
Yeah. So we do have a private mastermind inside of the local. Thank you for saying that, David, or Don, rather. It's inexpensive, but we cover some like advanced stuff inside there. It's called the local newsletter roundtable inside of our school group for the local newsletter launchpad, which is entirely free, right? The launchpad is entirely free. The roundtable, if you want some advanced inside stuff that we're working on, advanced type of stuff, we ask you for a nominal fee to join that, and it's totally optional. There you go. Let's see. Thank you for that, Don. Appreciate that. Chuck says, gee, guys, help me out. I don't think I could hire a human to create my newsletter for $100 a month. What do you think? Exactly. Totally worth the consideration to do this and run it for you in the background. Is there another webinar or more training soon on this? Be on the lookout, Bronson. Our recommendation is you go into that section here on your screen, how to use the LoudAF MCP server. We'll have most of the content there, and inside the group, we'll be talking about that a little bit more often. Andrea, you're welcome. You got it. Let's see. Any other questions that I didn't answer? David, can you briefly explain the main reason or the difference between using the Claude slash MCP versus just a regular old LoudAF task? Is it the benefit just manual versus auto? Yeah, I mean,
yeah, that's the thing, is automation. Going through that onboarding process with the skill, and we're asking you all the questions, getting that all set up, and then just setting it on a schedule and opening your computer every day instead of having to actually use LoudAF yourself, just having all the content just sitting in your library waiting for you. That is the advantage.
Herbass, can Claude log into another LLM?
I don't think so. I don't. Maybe if you give it, like, if you're using Claude in the browser, you probably could have it do that. But I don't mean.
Yeah, I'm curious to, other than like different models and what they're really good at. I don't know that you can or you should. Try it. Try it. It's up to you if you want to give it permissions to try to do that. Haven't really had a need to do that personally, but I work in between some of the LLMs and take some stuff from one and inject it into there as source content and that sort of thing. Anything else, guys, before we wrap it up? We've been going for a while now. We'll be on the lookout. If you guys want us to do some more training over time, we'll do that. But get started. Get in there and start messing around. Bronson, there is a link above. Do you have that link handy for the Launchpad?
Yeah. So, hang on one sec. There you go.
Yeah. So what you want to do is when you click in there and you're inside the group, you want to go to the classroom. Right. I'll just show that to you real quick where that is. So the school. So once you're inside this group, entirely free to join, by the way, you've got this classroom up here and we've got these sessions, right? So these sessions, it may not look the same for you, but we've got session 1, session 2, session 3 here, pretty much these 3 things here. The 4th one is going to be held tomorrow. It's all about monetization. Entirely free to go. We show you how to start, gives you the mindset, the whole concept behind it, the whole idea, why we're actually doing it, how to find the abundance of content that are at your fingertips, then how to grow it, right? So we're actually growing a brand new one this week. We started it yesterday and started to develop that, on behalf of, Hey Redding. Let me see if I pull this up, kind of tell you where we are.
Lost your screen, Drew.
Oh, okay.
Ha ha ha! Joke's on you.
You see what happened there?
You did lose it though.
Yeah. So let me go. I think we're at. Let me just. Happens to all of us. I think we're at like 90 or something like that. Yep, 94. So entire screen. There we go. All right. So literally yesterday, we've got exactly 2 issues out. 94 subscribers as of yesterday, like literally in under 24 hours. We're approaching on it. We'll be at over 100 today, probably in the next hour or so, 100 subscribers. So one might imagine, one might agree that if we average 100 new subscribers per day, we'll be at 1,000 subscribers in about 10 days. Our pretty much what we state is, if you follow our process, you'll get to about 1,000 subscribers in 30 days. We're going to hit it in about 10 days.
Go back over to the group, Drew, to the community, and go to the first, not in the classroom, but just in the feed there, and look at that first post. That just gives you a little idea. That just came in.
Boom.
1,000. So this guy Carl hit 1,000 subscribers in 2 weeks. And he's getting subscribers at 9 cents a piece in his local community.
So can you imagine that, right? You're acquiring customers, subscribers at 9 cents a piece, right? He's at what, 1,000 subscribers. All right. That's incredible. The national average to acquire a subscriber is $3. He's getting it for 9 cents a piece. Now that's not for everybody, right? It's not for everybody, but the average value of the client is somewhere between $1 to $3. He's getting it for 9 cents, right? Actually, not the value. The value of the client is actually $25 to $400 per subscriber. Do you think that the return on that investment is pretty good? Yeah. And now imagine having AI, like he's doing it the manual way. Imagine when, the AI is kicking off in the background, the MCP server, the Claude Cowork is doing all the work for him. He can now spend time and energy going out and saying, hey, Mr. Business Owner, I'm Carl from, such and such newsletter. We've got 10,000 subscribers and growing on our newsletter. We'd love to feature you. Boom. Versus somebody walking through the door and saying, hi, my name is Skippy from Acme Marketing Company, and I'm here to sell you my shit.
Click.
Right?
Yeah.
Done. So that's what we teach about that, and then how to leverage our tool, LoudAF, plus the MCP server on Cloud Cowork to do 99% of your work. Spend more time on the money producing activities than you're doing on all this other kind of nonsense. So we're going to be teaching that next Wednesday. Where to find that is inside the classroom down here at the bottom. Oops. If I go into the classroom and I scroll down the bottom, you're going to see something here that says local newsletter roundtable. You click on that and join it. I think it's what, like $40 or something, $50, something like that. Totally worth your investment of time to join us, be the insider inside this group. Again, not a pitch for that, but you want practicality. This is practical, right? Whatever it is that you guys sell, whether it's SEO or website design, development, AI, all that kind of stuff, it makes sense to have an easier pathway to connect with people. When we started running and starting our newsletters, this became our foot in the door, our backstage VIP pass to almost any business. And eventually they all convert into some type of contributor to our newsletter in some type of way. We're going to be covering some really cool stuff tomorrow. We can't wait to share that stuff tomorrow on that monetization call, and how we're actually converting, how we're pivoting from the newsletter into the actual monetization piece. So we encourage you to come and join us in that call if you can. If you can't, that's okay too. But there you go. Entirely free to join us tomorrow and check out that entire course. If you got nothing else from it, you should definitely go through that course and then use LoudAF and Cloud Cowork to totally kick ass inside of your business. David, anything else before we wrap things up?
That's it. Thanks for coming and hanging out, and go use this. Go use the tool. Drew and I can see who logs in, who doesn't log in. We know a lot of you have been paying us for months probably and haven't logged in. Go use this to your benefit of your agency. Please, we're begging you. Go use this. That's all I have to say.
Awesome, guys. Enjoy the rest of the day. Got to go pick up my wife from the airport. We'll talk to you guys soon. We'll see you guys tomorrow if you decide to join us. We'll talk soon.